Excuse me if I'm a little spacey and like not making sense. I'm gonna try my best to make it kind of make sense. I hope, but it's just how my body's working right now. However, I have been thinking about because I have this thing where sometimes I like you fall into old habits like you have the voice in the back of your head that's telling you to pray or to do something or to not do something. You just don't feel like not doing it, or you don't feel like praying, or you don't feel like. And somewhere inside of me, I think there has to be something that's refusing God right now. Like there has to be something that's like purposely taking advantage of the fact that I know, like, oh yeah, he'll get over it. Like he'll forgive me. And that makes me like that's made me like doubt myself sometimes. Like, am I truly repentant? Am I truly sad about what I've done? Like, I know that he doesn't come to shame. He comes to redeem. That's like Jesus. He doesn't come to shame us. He comes to redeem us. I know that, and I know that I'm human, and like I'm prone to not wanting to do things for God. I'm prone to sinning. I'm prone to, I know these things, but at the same time, I know that I know the love of God, and I know what he does for me, and I know who he is and how he is. And like for me to like sit here and say like, oh, I'm not gonna, I don't really feel like praying. I don't actively say that, but like I can feel it. I can feel myself pushing back, pushing against, like, probably the Holy Spirit telling me like, you should go pray, pray, go pray, go pray. And I'm just like, but I just rather scroll. I just rather enjoy this laziness that I'm, indulging in right now. Like I really don't, like I will at some point. Like there has to be some type of like, I'm taking advantage of God's mercy, God's love, God's kindness. And I hate that feeling. And then it gets to a point where I feel so like it, like I've already gone too deep. I've already rejected God at this point. So me coming back now at this point is because I knew that I could do this, and now I'm taking advantage of him. So I'm just not going to even talk to him. It's that avoidant personality of mine. I use it with God too. I do the same thing with him. So it got me thinking, like, what does it truly mean to be repentant? Like, how do you know, like, when you say I'm not going to do this again, or I'm truly sorry, you truly feel that contrition, like how do you know that like you can trust yourself? And the truth is, I don't trust myself. I don't trust myself. But in my confession today, when I went to confession, the priest said his grace is sufficient. And Catholics have this thing where they say like, you will never truly be like the as contrite as you should be. Like we just can't know how bad we are. Like it's just, we're not capable of it. So I guess that gives a little bit of comfort, but at the same time, like I don't want to take advantage of God's love. So one thing I've thought that makes me kind of feel a little bit better about it is, one second, I wrote these notes because like I said, spacey brain. Oh, yeah. So increasing the baseline. I realized that like now when I do mess up things, I can catch myself a little bit like sooner than in the past. Like when I am messing up, or when I am approaching that like sin line, I'm borderline. Like I catch it better now. I'm more aware of it. Not in a OCD way. Like I can tell, oh, if I'm getting into an argument with my husband, like, okay, like I'm aware, like the devil is doing something. I'm able to go there, like, sometimes not first, but like, second at least. Like I'm able to go there and be like, okay, so I'm not going to give into that. I'm not going to give into the anger that I want to give into right now. I'm going to try and be blameless in the situation. I'm going to apologize, or stuff like that. Or say, my favorite example is I am like cashew nuts and like just peanuts. They are my weakness, literally. Like I cannot have them in the house. And I thought that was like a healthy snack alternative. I thought, it's cashew nuts and peanuts, they have so much nutritional value. Like, that's a great thing. That's a healthy alternative to chips and all types of stuff, which, like tortilla chips, even like the healthy, like those healthier chips, those healthier like snacks. I thought I could have those in the house in bagfuls during the grocery shopping. I thought I could do that. But I realized I was being gluttonous a lot of the time, and I had no self-control when it came to knowing that those things are in the cabinet and being able to resist the temptation to, just mindlessly eat and eat and eat and basically grazing, like not doing anything. Go grab a handful of cashews. I know I had some cashews earlier, but like they were so damn good. It's just another handful. By the end of the day, I've probably eaten like 500 calories worth of cashews. I've eaten it when I wasn't even hungry. Those type of things, like that takes over. And I've just come to the point where it's like I've apologized to God about the cashews. I have to realize that I cannot have cashews sitting in the house. I just can't. I can't have cashews. I can't have peanuts. I can't have anything, any snack, honestly, realistically. I can't have it sitting in the house. I will overindulge. I just will. It's a fact at this point. There's no point in fighting that. And when you apologize to someone, there's an expectation that you're either not going to do it again or you are going to try your damnedest not to do it again. So it's the same thing with God. Like, I know I fail as a human being and the devil's always trying to tempt us, but why am I going to add an extra barrier, especially one that I've seen in the past is a barrier for me to resisting temptation? Why would I make it any more stressful, any harder than it needs to be to avoid that if I really, really, really want to try and not do this again? And then what happens if, I've done everything and then I put the barriers up to avoid temptation actually. And I end up running to the store and I grab, oh, there's a mosquito. Oh, hold on. I can't find it, but it is what it is. I'm going to get that. I'm going to get that thing. Anyway, so what I was saying was I'm like really paranoid now because they always go for my face and I can't, like, no. But anyway, what was I talking about? I was talking about how you want to put those barriers up to avoid them. Okay, let's say I actually end up just going to the store anyway and buying the thing of cashews for that day, or I say, okay, I'm just gonna buy it for today just to have a treat, and then I end up gorging myself on the cashews. This is where I feel like that you are like becoming more pure, like you're becoming more pure, your baseline is increased because you haven't had it in the house. So I feel like I'm getting bit. You haven't had it in the house, so you've avoided this sin of gluttony more than not. So now when you finally have, you can acknowledge it for what it is, and that you have the willingness not to do it again. That increases more and more over time. The baseline increases more and more over time. The willingness to not want to do it again. That hatred, mortification of sin, like not wanting to do it again, not because you're scared of going to hell, but genuinely because you're like, God, how can I do this to you? Like, you're so loving. I love you so much. Like, I'm sorry. Then you have to trust that God is going to take care of it. He's going to forgive you. You trust that he's going to forgive you. Don't take advantage of it. Don't be that person that's like, I'm sorry, God, I shouldn't have done this. I know he's going to forgive me. I'm just apologizing just as a formal gesture. And then you do it again because you didn't really change anything up. You just expected that everything was going to be fine and dandy and you were going to be able to withstand the temptation or whatever. I don't know. And this is just a simple example I'm using. This is the everyday thing for me. Like, I don't keep snacks in the house anymore. And I just threw out my last thing of snacks because I switched from cashews to peanuts. And I thought, oh, cashews, I'm like obsessed with cashews. So maybe if I switch to peanuts, I'll be okay. Nope. It's because it's the new snack. It's the new thing. I need to have like something. So no more having something. If I'm really, really, really needing a snack, wanting a snack, you don't need it. If I'm really wanting a snack now, I truly think about it. I'm like, how have I been eating today? How can I implement it into my meal? Can I get a portion size of this snack that's already portioned? Like if I'm gonna eat a bag of chips, like it's already a portioned bag of chips. So I'm not gonna overeat. I can't overeat. Then I get rid of the bag. That's it. I have to go out of my way now. So I have to make healthier and better decisions because of that. You can apply that example to anything, literally. Like addictions, a little bit different with addictions, but I'm talking about the daily, I feel like I can hear it in my ear. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm talking about like the daily stuff, like friendships, people that you end up telling like crude jokes around, like you're always talking like dirty with, like I can't, like you're cussing a lot with them or something. I don't know, like your language just changes. You're gossiping with them, like they don't bring out the best version of you, basically. Like they don't bring out that like pure godly version. Not that you have to be a certain way. I'm just giving an example. They bring out a version of you don't like, you don't want to be. And you keep on you're putting yourself around these people. Like maybe you need to cut it short. Maybe you only have little get-togethers and you leave early, or you need to set yourself up to be able to have self-control. You need to know what portions of things you can have and not have an overflow of that to where you are leading yourself into temptation. If that makes sense. I think that kind of makes sense. I think that makes sense. But it applies to so many things. Like a lot of people have corn addictions, and it's like there are things you can do. It might be hard. There are things you can do. It might be hard to actually do them, but if you really, really hate that sin, if you want that sin to like just, you rebuke it, you just reject it so much, and you really don't want it to be a part of you hate it, you're gonna do what you gotta do. If you gotta get a flip phone, if you gotta have like a phone app that restricts, or if you gotta have an accountability person, and you obviously like you don't want them to know about this, so you're gonna try your best not to do it, stuff like that. Like you need to do what you gotta do to make it not happen again. But we're human, and yes, sin is an everyday battle. Like there's I don't remember what the verse is, but it's like every day has its own evil. Basically, we're fighting against principalities and powers every single day. So yes, God's mercy is abundant, and his love is abundant, and he's always going to forgive. But you have to mean it. You have to genuinely hate that you did what you did to him. And sometimes I'm like, I don't know if I hate what I did enough. But the priest that I like, the priests that I really like doing my confessions with, he's always saying like his grace is sufficient. And like Jesus said to the prostitute, or the adulteress, the one that they were gonna stone, he's like, your sins have been forgiven, go and sin no more. So that is that's the goal right there, is to not sin anymore, not committing that sin anymore. So if it's still happening, you got to change something. Still happening, you got to change something else. Like, you got to add on something that you change, add another change to, until you finally get there. And I don't know, I think it's a lifelong process of purification, but that is the beauty, there's beauty in that. He's going to continue helping you to do that. Like, you keep letting him in, you keep ringing him, you stay connected, stay plugged in to heaven, to the Holy Spirit, and like he will help you get to that point where you hate that sin so much that you are doing everything you can to avoid it. And when it happens, it saddens you because you know how it makes him feel. But you know that he still loves you. So don't push him away because you like sinned. It's something I tend to do. Like, I'm like, all right, I've prayed about this for the umpteenth time. I've asked for forgiveness for this for the umpteenth time. Like, at this point, I don't trust myself. I can't trust myself. I don't, because I have this weak flesh. It just is, it is what it is. However, I know I need to do what I need to do and let God handle the rest. I need to let God handle the rest. And yeah, that's really all I have to say about this. It's an ongoing process. Like, I'm saying this for here. I'm saying this on here, but it also helps me because I can come back to it to remind myself, because it still happens. It's a revolving door. It's a revolving door. Like I said, sometimes I feel like I didn't actually feel bad enough for that sin. Sometimes I feel like I'm actively doing this sin right now with hearing the voice in the back of my head telling me not to. So I must be taking advantage of God. And I'm just gonna be honest about where I'm at with that. Like part of me is telling myself all the things I've said in this video, but then the other part of me like still feels that like unworthiness to even apologize. But that's why today when I went to confession and I just resolved that after, I'm resetting. Like, God forgives and forgets. So I'm going to forget everything that's happened this past week, all the things I've confessed about. I'm going to forget. I'm giving myself a clean slate. You can always have a better second half. You can always have a better next hour, next minute, next week, next month. You can always reset. Like, it's never too late to begin again. And that's one of the things I love about Jesus. And you just come back, kid, every day, like every single day. And he will help us. He will help us to get better, to be stronger and stronger and stronger every single day. Conversion is a life process. It's a whole journey. And one of the things I appreciate is that because I know that God sees the future, knows the past, knows the present, like, because I know that all things are in his hand, like, I know that I'm basically turning the page of his book. I'm turning the page, seeing what tomorrow brings. But it's something I have to actively think about. I can't, like, once you go passive, anything can come into your ear, anything can come to your eyes, anything can come into your purview, and that can take root. Like he says, if your right eye causes you to sin, pluck it out. Like, that's how serious, like, that's how proactive you have to be with sin. Like, you cannot be making space for sin. You can't. Like, if something seems like it's already, like, turning your brain, it's already putting thoughts in your head, like, cut it out. Cut it out. Distract yourself. Walk away. And then when you distract yourself and walk away, like, replace whatever the thought was, replace the walking away, replace the now neutral mind with God, with Jesus. And that, like, strengthens it like a muscle. That strengthens your resolve, your willingness to not want to sin, your ability to take yourself out of the situation and see that, like, okay, this could be something that the devil uses. Let me not give him any wiggle room. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. Yeah, this was a good reminder for me. Like, as I'm talking, I feel like it's actually helping me, reminding me. Yeah, as someone who is prone to scrupulosity, these things are hard to always keep in mind, but that's why I think repetition is key. Like, repeating these things to myself, like, hearing these things over and over again, going to daily mass. Honestly, like, I'm always like, what's the download that God's going to give me today in daily mass? And I just love it because it's good. It's a good reminder every day. It's a good reset. It's a good way to start the day, asking God to walk with you from the beginning of the day, so that if you happen to like be absent-minded for a second and the sin is coming into the equation, he can, put that voice in the back of your head to be like, it's happening. It's happening. All you have to do is let him in. Give him the keys. Give him the authority. Give him control. Give him control, because he will never steer you in the wrong direction.